So Reyes' Awakening happened last week, which was crazy, right? Everybody was freaking out. Boss fight was hard. I feel like most people that probably wanted to clear it already cleared it, but there are still some grinders out there trying to get the secret equips. So I respect you all for doing that. But did you know that there were also 2 other units that got released alongside Awoken Reyes that was not in the game previously? One of them being Cynthia, and the other being Groitz. Groitz is actually the newest boss character to enter Grand Summoners Global. Yep, you heard me right. Apart from Emmy, we now have the second boss character, which, if I'm not mistaken, there's only 2 currently in the game, even in JP. I've seen some crazy stuff with them, like people clearing Ganon with them. I've also seen him do insane amounts of damage. And I think under the right circumstances, on the right teams and all that, he'll definitely be able to do it. But I think that the content that he kind of needs to be used in, unfortunately, just isn't here at the moment. Either way, let's talk about the boy Groitz. So Groitz has a few abilities. His first ability is Intoxicating Pain. Damage 30% up each time the Greed Reaper or Poison Freak poisons the enemy. These are his skills, by the way. Poison Attacker level 5, you get damage 50% up when the enemy is poisoned, and you get Poison Accuracy level 5 as well, accuracy 50% up when the enemy is poisoned. As for his kit itself, we have the skill Greed Reaper. This will deal some physical damage, and it has a 50% chance of poisoning the enemy. His art is able to reduce the enemy's poison resist by 50% for 60 seconds, which is pretty good. And then he has his true art where he activates Revelation. Now, if you don't know what Revelation is, this is the boss mechanic. Once you click this, your equipment, so as you see up here, this equipment will actually change to boss skills, and we're going to see what those boss skills are right now. His mega skill will increase all allies' art gauge by 30, except his own, because he doesn't actually gain art gauge like he usually would. On top of having this mega skill, he also has the morph skill, which reduces the enemy's earth resist by 50%. He has his morph skill 2, which will reduce the enemy's physical resist by 50%, and then he has his morph skill 3, which has a 100% chance of poisoning the enemy. On top of this all, we also have Mad Dancing, which is his mega art. This is his true art in his boss form, and this will increase the damage to enemies by 50% for 15 seconds whenever it goes off. And it also does a massive 100,000% multiplier. As for his equip slots, we have 5-star physical, 5-star magic, and a 4-star support. That's his entire kit. So as you notice already, he's very similar to Joker Celia in the sense that he has a mechanic where he wants to inflict some type of stats element to increase his damage. Every single time you gain a stack of poison, of course, it's only going up by 30%, so you need 10 poison inflictions to get a max of 300. You know where all this is going to be great in? The mines, which unfortunately isn't here at the moment. But on a higher note, let's talk about some good equips for. So with the equipment setup, there's a few things you want to do with these boss characters. You're mainly building for 2 things. Archgen, because you want them in their boss form as fast as possible. And then you also are building for passives. If equips have passives on them, usually pretty good. As you see here, we have True Tempest. The theory behind this was that I use this, I get 50 art gauge instantly, and by the time I leave my Revelation mode, I can have it back up. But unfortunately, that's not the case because this thing's on a 100-second cooldown. So I really don't know how I'm liking this, if I like this in the 5-star physical or if I want something else. But for right now, this is what I'm rocking. If you don't want to rock this, of course, you can always rock something like Spirit Sword. This is a interesting one because it's not the best art gauge item. However, its ability is pretty broken because it pretty much gives you a, what is it called? Elimination, I think, where you increase your own damage by 15% when the enemy is under 50% HP, which is pretty solid. Or you could go with the usual, you know, the classic True Izanagi, just to give you the art gauge. However, just know that you won't really be able to make use of the equipment CT down passive because your equipment CT, from what I understand, doesn't matter at all whenever you're in your boss form. As for the magic slot, we're going with one of the best items in the entire game, True Exceed Zex. This makes it to where if we were ever going to get low in our boss form, we would be able to lifesteal it because as you see here, we heal our own HP by 3% of the damage to the enemy when near death. I think this is possibly the best 5-star magic that you can put on him, or anybody with a 5-star magic for that matter. As for the 4-star support, you can go something like Arc Ignite. This gives you 10 art gauge to the entire team. Plus, it also has the benefit of reducing his own skill CT speed by 10%. And I'm not for sure if this actually works with the boss form. You guys have to let me know down below in the comment section. Does skill CT buffs help his morph skills and stuff like that, or no? Because that's something that's still up in the air for me. But if you don't want to use Arc Ignite, of course, you can always use the other stuff like Keon. Gives you art gauge, plus it lasts for about 20 seconds. Pretty solid. Then Aloha is a weird one because it does last for 20 seconds, but you won't be able to use this all the time because he will be in his revelations. Because keep in mind, whenever you're in your boss form, you lose access to your equips. As for the crest you want to put on this guy, any of the attacker crests will be great. Attack up, Promise's Funeral God. Crit damage isn't really necessary because he's not going to be critting, but if you are going to be using him with a crit buffer, you know, of course, go right ahead. And then if you want something else, you could also opt in for art gauge up. And the reason why I say you can opt in for art gauge up, pop a quick art. The art will load the poison resist to poison the enemy in your revelation or with your skill, which is really great. Now onto his animations. Now another thing that we're going to do too today, it's going to be a little bit different because I want you guys to hear this character's voice, which I know that kind of sounds a little weird, but I think his voice acting is very distinct and it really fits this character's design, and it really, you know, drives home how like this guy is a crazy, insane, like lunatic. You know, he's really fitting the bill for like that kind of character, you know, think of characters like Hisoka and all that, where it's like, yeah, this guy's just insane. So first and foremost, we're going to have his attack here. As for his skill, let's see what this looks like. Man, it sounds like he just busted the fattest nut. I love any type of animation like this. This is one of the reasons why I love Batiste so much, because I love whenever a character teleports behind somebody, slashes, and goes back, and then does like another combo attack. It looks really cool. And then we finally have his art attack right here. I'm not going to cap with you. Does not sound like there's two voice lines playing at once. Personally, you know, just with these 3 animations alone, he's already got a pretty high rating for me. And we have his Revelations mode, which, get ready, this is... I hate how this looks. I warned you guys, all right? You know, if you're eating right now, you may want to, you know, back up a little bit because, hey, yep. I hate too how like he's vibrating. Like if you look at him, like, isn't that, oh my God. And I don't even know what this thing is at the top. What is that? Is that supposed to be him? This is skill 1 here. We have his skill 2. I just now realized his shoulders have teeth. What? And then this is the poison skill right here. And then we have his mega skill. This is, of course, you know, what his skill turns into. And then we have his mega art, which is, you know, his true art. Bunch of hits, big damage right there, and it looks pretty good. And then, of course, we can leave the revelation mode by just clicking revelation end. So with these boss characters, it's kind of weird to rate them. I feel like I need to rate them high because they're a boss character. You know, they have like more animations than a regular unit, like tons of more animations, right? In terms of the regular human form, really nailed it in the sense that all of his animations are so clean, so like graceful, and they just kind of go with like what he is, you know, this like super weird character that has like these claws and, you know, is able to do like all these jumps and slashes. It looks really cool. And I think it was also their design to like be like, yeah, you wouldn't want to invite this guy to the party. You know, he's kind of the weird. You don't want him to turn into this, because if he turns into this, then yeah, party's over. The hoes are leaving. I'm going to give the boy Groitz a solid 9. As for the teams we're going to be running on today, we're going to be trying this team, which is the Mako, Haruto, and then also the Draken. And we're going to be trying the Mono Earth team setup to see how well that is, because that's where I've mainly seen him used on. And the thing that we're actually going to fight today is going to be the Speed Challenge Quest R. The reason why is because there's a lot of enemies in this fight that you can poison. The way how you would be playing Groitz most of the time is that you're going to want to get his stuff up. And for me personally, I'm going to initially go into the art here. Now, since the art is on, we have the poison thing. And I just now realized something. He only hit 1 character. Look at that. He only hit 1 skeleton with his... Okay, bro. Wait, how does he not hit everybody? Yeah, he only hits 1 skeleton. What is that? There we go. We're going to see if we can poison again. As you see right here on him, he has 3 stacks already. That means that he's poisoned 3 different times. So we have, what, 90% damage up at the moment. We do it again. Let's see if we get another one. We have 4, so that is 120% damage up. If you can get to that 300% or as close as possible, you're going to be able to tell the difference pretty easily. And another thing is, too, whenever you're using him in the mines, is that I would try to hold out on going into his revelation for as long as you can. Unless you absolutely need it and you feel like you're going to die, every single time you stage transition, it refreshes your skill. So as you see here, you know, his skill's not done completely, but as you see here, we go into the new stage, boom, his skill actually refreshed, so you have another chance of poisoning the enemy. And let's say we got it right there, and we didn't get a poison right there, unfortunately. But as you see, we can just keep it going like usual. We see load the poison resist, and then we can go into a skill. And then if we want to, I would say that now we could go into the true art and try to poison as much as we can. Now with the true art, for me, I would say that you can use any of the skills you want, just don't use his regular skill, because his regular skill doesn't fill up his ult orbs as you see up here, or his, you know, mega art orbs. Right, we have 7 stacks at the moment, so he's going to be hitting extremely hard. You know, that was without crit right there, which is kind of wild, and without even the boy Draken fully stacked up as well, which is also kind of crazy. But as you see here, we're going to try Poison Freak one more time, see if we can get another poison off. Look at that beautiful, beautiful stuff, man. And we should be able to head into the next fight easy peasy right there. Whenever I go into the mega art though, I will say that I'm using I'm using Unchained more so than Dreadful Notes, because Dreadful Notes is a physical resist down and Unchained is a earth resist down. So since I already have someone like Draken on the team, I don't really want to stack so much physical resist because I already am going to do that. Unfortunately, I missed my skill right there, but it's fine. And as you see, if we actually pop all this, we'll see like the full damage of it real quick. And let's see what it looks like. Yeah, it's just insane. You see that? What was that? 1 million per hit? You guys saw it for like a split second. He does damage. Unlike Emmy, he does damage. There is a reward here, ladies and gentlemen, for doing all this. You can really only use 1 mega art during his revelation. I mean, it is what it is. And as you see there, you know, we're right back in, and we actually have max stacks. So Rags is going to be taking some insane amounts of damage from this guy. It's actually wild how much damage he's dealing to Rags. Like, he's definitely... He's a good character. He really is. As you see, that took a little bit longer because I was trying to showcase the intoxicating pain. But if you do get it up all the way, then you can be expecting some big boy damage like this. Look at, oh shit. This is what happens when a stacking character can't reach max stacks instantly, because they're not going to be able to out damage someone that doesn't have to stack. So because of that, Draken's better. However, 14 million with the boy. Doing the mines, I think it would be flip, where Groitz actually out damages Draken in most situations, because if he can get to the boss with pretty much all stacks, then he's going to be able to kill majority of the time. And also, I think that Draken and him are like a match made in heaven. So yeah, I mean, Draken with any physical damage dealer is a match made in heaven. Let's be honest here. And now we're going to be trying it with the Earth team. The bad part is about this though, is that you actually can't poison these little like worms here, whatever they're called. I was really hoping for the dragons to be next so they could burn me to unfreeze me, but it is what it is. Oh, I actually forgot that freaking Sakura Miku can cleanse us. Yeah, I forgot that's part of her kit too. But as you see there, look at that. He already has 2 stacks of poison and he was frozen. Like, isn't that crazy? But look, here we go again. Let's see if we poison. Look at that. That's 2 poisons instantly. That's the good thing about ads, is that ads usually don't have a high poison resist or any type of high status element resist. Oh, he got 2 right there. Oh, he needs 1 more. He's so close. I may delay here until we can get it, unless like they just kill everybody instantly. So we actually had to restart there because yeah, we got silenced and I was like, oh snap. But good news is that we're at 9 stacks, so we're perfectly fine pretty much. Here we go. Let's gonna try this again. We're gonna get Poison Freak going off right at the beginning and see if we can get some big damage. And unfortunately no poison went off there, but I think it was going through her shield, so that does kind of suck. But we're actually we're good now, come to think about it. Yeah, we're okay. Another thing is that I'm gonna see, okay, look, we popped Rudius's true art right there, and I can't tell if the skills are actually moving faster. A part of me wants to say they are. I'm not for sure. I will have to confirm that with, you know, my sources and talk to my people to really see if that's the case or not, because it seems like it, doesn't it? It seems like his skills are moving faster due to the fact that we do have that. Oh Jesus Christ, she's already dead. We didn't even get the chance to use the mega art. What? Rudius and Groitz, what are you gonna do? And look at that, Groitz with the 2.2 milli there. So yeah, if skill CT works on these boss characters, that's actually insane, because that puts a higher value on skill CT than Archgen, at least in terms of using them in a party. There is Awoken Groitz in the flesh, and like I said, I think he's actually a good boss character. Like, if you want to use any of the boss characters, use this guy. I like him a lot, even though I still hate his boss design. Human design, good. Boss design, I don't want nothing to do with it. That's gonna be it for this video. Thank y'all again for coming out. It's been your boy P. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, if you enjoy this video, you can check out either one of the videos popping up on your screen right now. Great content, guarantee you'll love them. And oh yeah, before you leave, don't forget to drink water.